This video is a tutorial for the Book Across the Bay race, which is an annual race from Ashland, Wisconsin to Washburn, Wisconsin. It is held on the Saturday before the Birkebeiner ski race, which is held in Cable, Wisconsin. The video will have some video footage from the race later in the video. The race has 4 different types of racing, and they go on simultaneously. First is freestyle or skating skiing. Second is Nordic or classic cross-country skiing. The third is snowshoes, and the fourth is just walking or running. The race is 10 kilometers long, and it starts after dark. There are a few things that you should take into consideration before signing up for it. It is held in northern Wisconsin, and it is also held in February. So I would check for the long-range weather forecast before signing up. Last year, it was 57 degrees for 3 days before the race, so there was no snow. This year was a very good weather year. It could well have a 12-inch snowstorm, or it could be below zero with a 20-mile-per-hour wind. The people who have trouble with night vision should seriously consider not going to it. With regards to headlamps, they are banned. I saw one person with some lights that were on their ankles, but it would be very distracting. From my experience, there was a lot of optical illusions during the race also. A lot of times my going up the hill ideas for my cross-country skiing kicked in, even though the total deviation in height for the whole race was 16 inches. And for some unknown reason, there was an illusion that there would be hills to my right. There are things called luminaries. They are blocks of ice that are about the size of a 5-gallon pail, and I didn't really look that closely at them. They have something in them burning, and some of them burn out, which isn't too bad if just one burns out, but when 2 in a row burn out, it gets a little interesting to find your way. There are 4 waves of skiers. The first wave is for people who are professionals or semi-pros. The second wave is for people who can go fast, but they need sort of an excuse as to why a lot of people finished ahead of them from the first wave. Then there's the third wave for people who are interested in their time, but really don't care about it. Then the fourth wave is for the others who don't want a time, and also for the walkers. There are people who have special snowshoes for snowshoe racing. Those would be fine. However, for people who use regular snowshoes for the race, I would suggest you just be a walker. At about 5 kilometers, a lot of people were just carrying their snowshoes. The registration fee was $20. There's a $2.50 service fee for registering, and for an extra $7 you can get a t-shirt. I thought it was a little too folksy, and probably more appropriate for a women's knitting group. Every kilometer there's a station staffed by community volunteers. They hand out things such as water, hot chocolate, coffee, cookies, and gumdrops. They do it differently at each station. They seemed to get better as the race went on. I was not impressed with any of them before 5 kilometers. At 8 kilometers, there is a dragon that shoots out fireballs. I was told one year there was not enough snow to make the dragon, so they made it out of paper mache, and that resulted in a fireball that when the paper mache burned up that was seen on both sides of the bay. The registration is in a big tent in Washburn, Wisconsin. You get there by going on Highway 13. If you are going north on 13, the tent is to your right. If you're going south on 13, the tent is to your left. The tent is about 3 blocks from Highway 13. Washburn is a small city and it's not very hard to find it. You just look for where people are congregating. You go into the tent and you get a plastic bag. In the plastic bag is a map of Wisconsin, a sheet on doing stretches. You get your registration tag and 5 safety pins. And what you do is you use 4 of the safety pins and you put them on the holes on each of the corners of the registration tag. Then you get on a school bus and it takes you from Washburn to Ashland. Here is a video from the school bus and a video about getting out of the school bus.
You're on this bus, Mike. Don't explode up front. Oski dokie.
Next is a video of people going to the starting line. Somewhat like the penguins in Antarctica, they all seem to be huddling together around the fire. Next is a little video clip about the weird things that happen on Lake Superior. I don't know what the phenomenon was that gave rise to this, but you don't mess around with Lake Superior.
What do they call it?
I don't know.
So why don't we just see if that's up the
Here are some videos of the various stations along the route. The first one I made was at station number 5. At kilometer number 9, rest station, they were handing out free neck warmers. It's apparently from the local hospital. And it also has a little hood on it, so you can put it on like this. And be warm. Here at the halfway point, the bell-shaped curve has been stretching itself out. Not as many as there used to be. This is kilometer 6, and the crowd has really thinned out by now. And this is stop number 7. It is not all that impressive. This is the 8-kilometer stop, and it does have the dragon. And this is kilometer number 9. And this is the fire at number 9. Finally, there is the bonfire at the end of the race.
There was a guy I was chasing. I was out on the loop a couple days ago.
It's a heated tent at the end of the race. They have a cover band that sounded like it was mostly playing music from the late 70s or early 80s. I did not stick around much for it. They were also serving things such as chili, hot dogs, coffee, and hot chocolate.